Alright guys, today I got a special video out for y'all. It is the last day of 2024. Now, a lot of games did come out this year, but unfortunately I just couldn't get to them all. But I did play, the games I did play, they were like that. So here is my top 5 games that came out of 2024. Now this is my personal list. If you have a game, if you have a special game that you like, put it in the comments. But yeah, I hope that y'all had happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, have a happy new year going into 2025. We got some big things coming up. But here is my list of the games that I played that were my favorite of this year. Alright, so let me get the first major game out the way. Right out the gate, that came in late January, we got Tekken 8. Now for all the people who know me and are watching, they know that I love me some fighting games. And Tekken is my favorite fighting franchise. Now to me, this might be the best Tekken we've gotten aside from Tekken 5 and 7. Personally, I think the Tekken 5 is the top tier. Like, when I say top tier, I mean it's going up against all the other fighting games. But Tekken 8, you can also argue that it's just as good now. This is everything we need from an updated Tekken game, and to me, I was having fun the entire time. I can still come back anytime and play this game. From the combat, the characters, customization, online mode, the aesthetic of the game and the way it looks, the story, the DLC expansions. I would even throw in the music. The music hits different on every level, stage, and you can even customize the music from every Tekken game. Now, the online mode didn't have a perfect start, but majority it was good for the most part. Way better than Mortal Kombat, let me just say, but we not going to talk about that. Namco Bandai definitely took the time to improve what they did from the last game on so many levels. And rightfully so, this game won the Best Fighting Game Award at the VGAs. But we all knew that it was going to win it. Plus, recently they added Clive up in there from Final Fantasy 16, and we patiently waiting for that Season Pass too, so we don't know who we might get. We might get old characters, we might get DLC characters from other games, who knows? We're going to just see what happens. If you have a game that has me coming back from all the way back from January, you got a good one. Next up, at number 2, we got Stellar Blade. Now, I knew from the trailer that we got last year that I needed to get this game. And when I finally got a hold of it, it did not disappoint. Stellar Blade, aside from another game on my list, gave me the best action I could ever ask for. And Eve is definitely one of them ones that's going to be with the PlayStation roster. That's going to be a PlayStation character that's going to be here to stay. Now, from looking at the gameplay at a surface level, you would think that this is just another rendition of a From Software game like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, but not everything has that specific angle when it comes to like a Dark Souls game. If anything, I would say this is a formula straight off of Bayonetta. I would say that has more similarities to Bayonetta, DMC than Dark Souls. The swordplay and gameplay is immaculate in this game, and I love the skill tree with the different weapons you can use. Now, this game isn't as difficult as Elden Ring or Dark Souls, but I will say it is tough. You'll have to use all the skills, parrying and evading you learn throughout the game, because this does get more difficult as you progress. Oh, I almost forgot. The fits in this game, fire. All of them are cold. You can customize the fit to the hair, to the eyewear, which are all fire. You could go, if you want to go tactical, if you want to have a classy look, if you want to have a sexy look, sporty look, you can do whatever you want. So I'm glad that they added that touch to the game. Definitely play it if you haven't already. Next up at number 3, we got Helldivers 2. Now, I'm not much of an online multiplayer person, but there are a few games that make the exception, and Helldivers is definitely one of them. The story to me, it's whatever. You got aliens or robots or soon-to-be zombies taking over the planet, but what this all mainly comes down to is just the fun factor. This is just mindless fun, playing with the homies, and if you have a good group that knows what they're doing, you could be on this game for a hot minute. This game is not made to play by yourself, but hey, do what you want to do. But if you want to do that, by all means. I'm just saying you're not using the game to its full extent with just playing solo. In this game, these enemies will swarm you, so you have to have a team that knows what to do, or if not, like I said, mindless fun. Because yeah, if you don't have a team and you trying to get these certain areas, you're getting cooked. This game did win Best Multiplayer at the Game Awards, so highly recommend if you need a game to have fun with the homies. At number 4, we got a game I personally wanted to win Game of the Year, but hey, it is what it is. We got Black Myth Wukong. Now, just like with Stellar Blade, I've been waiting on this game since we heard news about it years ago. Also, similar to Stellar Blade, a lot of people were comparing this game to From Software games just because of the way the gameplay looks, the camera angles, with a few bosses. This game is not that at all. I would probably compare this to like God of War or even like Devil May Cry with certain aspects of the gameplay. This game focuses on Chinese folklore, and Dragon Ball was heavily inspired by this, and that's pretty much all you had to say to sell the story to me. I know this is a wild comparison too, but think of it as a much more mature Kung Fu Panda. I know that sounds silly, but hear me out. Also, the music sets it off too. I can say this was one of the best intros in a game for me as well, with how you just pull up as the Monkey King, going up against those mythical god creatures, those giants with fully decked out abilities. The boss fights are difficult, but at the same time still fun. Now, if you're not used to playing games like these, you will get humbled. I'm gonna just say that. But if you are used to playing games like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, any of those types, Lies of P, you'll be good. It is difficult, but it is possible for you to beat these bosses. You just need to have everything as far as skills, upgrades, weapons, and armor. My advice to the new players: make sure knock out all the side quests you possibly can to upgrade that defense, attack, special powers, abilities, the skill tree before you go in there blind, because you do not want to be spending hours on a boss, because I had to do that. I didn't know. The environment really sets this game off too with the different chapters. I actually did get lost with chapter 3, because as you continue through this game, the chapters get bigger and there's more area to cover. You will probably die within the first few tries, but like I said before, if you have your character leveled up, good stats, armor, defense, you'll be good. Patience is going to be key with playing this one for sure. Last but not least, at number 5, we got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now, for all my Dragon Ball fans, we've won this year. 17 years later, we finally got a sequel to the Tenkaichi series, and now that it finally arrived, it did not disappoint. Now, this may be a little biased since I'm a fan, but this is the best Dragon Ball game to me that I've played. Dragon Ball Kakarot, Dragon Ball Fighters, those are dope games, but when it comes to the Tenkaichi series, it just hit different for me. I love all the features in this game, from the story mode, the online, the custom battles, and even the dialogue with all the characters in the game, which is from the last game. But they knew not to do the same repetitive story over again, so they did change it up a little bit with the RPG aspect on choices, which was super dope. They gave us what if scenarios that the fans actually wanted, and I was even surprised with the developers on coming up with specific what if stories. But the developers, they actually listened to the fans on what they wanted. So kudos to them. Shout out to Bandai. Shout out to all the people who worked on this game. And also, I almost forgot to mention that roster. The roster is ridiculous in this game. And it has so many different versions of so many different characters, and rightfully so. Dragon Ball, from all the way up until Dragon Ball Super, it's a lot of characters. So you have to add majority of everybody in there. The only critique I have about this game is the online. People are so competitive to where it's not even fun anymore to play. And I just don't even attempt it. I know I'm a sorry player. I'm not good. I'm decent at Dragon Ball games, but like the online mode, you will get washed. So I'm letting y'all know. I just take the game for what it is. Dragon Ball Spartan Zero gave us full fan service for the Dragon Ball community. And if I want to play serious ranked matches, it'll be on Tekken. I'm not coming back on here. Those serious matches will only be for Tekken 8. But all in all, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is amazing. Highly recommend if you have not got the chance to play. If you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, it's mandatory to get this. Like, mandatory. Now, for my honorable mention, we got Baldur's Gate 3. Back in 2023 last year, this game won Game of the Year, and I knew nothing about this series. I'm like, okay, I need to see what all the fuss is about. I need to see why people are going crazy over this game. And then I bought it. I finally understand it now. Now, I was never into the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing until I got this game. Also, turn-based games were never really a thing for me too. That was just a turn off until I played Persona and Baldur's Gate. The characters, the world building, the story, the choices you make in this game. I've never played a game like this. And for all the people who are unsure about D&D or turn-based, don't even worry about all that. I was in your same shoes. I know how you feel. Just play this game and you'll see why this is up there as one of the greatest games of all time. I'm not even joking. I'm being so serious. Usually when you play choice-based games, it'll tell you the decisions you make will impact the story, of course. But Baldur's Gate really took that serious. They times that times 100. Like, when I tell you every small, minute choice you make determines where you're going to be in this game. You might not think of it at the time, but they really will affect your party, the story, and it'll come back to bite you, whether that be a good impact or a bad impact later down the line. Not even, I wouldn't even put this as the best RPG. I would just put this as one of the best games I've ever played, period. Now, if you have made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for showing up, just listening to me talk. And if you are new, please like, subscribe, share, comment down below if you want to see some more. I have Final Fantasy. I just got done with that game on my second channel. So all the series, like I always say, all my series is on my second channel. From my main channel, I'll just be talking about news, updates, game releases, reactions, special videos like this. So that is what the main channel is going to consist of. But again, I hope y'all have a happy new year. 2025 is going to be big. With the games that are coming out next year, prepare yourselves, because we got some stuff coming out for this year. And I hope that we can grow as a channel. This is going to be my last video of 2024, and hopefully next year we can get a higher subscription subscribers, higher following on this channel, my other channel, and even on Twitch. So don't forget, I do have a Twitch channel as well. That's for all my live in-game streaming. But I appreciate y'all. For the people who come out, show love and appreciation. Thank y'all. And next year is going to be even better. We can only go up from here. And yeah, Happy New Year. And I will see y'all going into 2025. Deuces.